You fools! Mad ESC United, your favorite Eurovision channel. We are done with day 4. Actually, we are done with the semifinals. First rehearsals, that is. So we saw all semifinals rehearsed at least once, or once overall. Now we got to talk about at least what we saw today, which was the second half of semifinal 2. 9 acts performed, and we're going to share with you our top 3 as well as the one that least favorite, almost disappointing one, whatever you want to call it. But let's start with the good stuff first. Sean, I'm going to ask you, who had the 3rd best rehearsal of the day, according to you?
Well, I was umming and ahhing between my 3rd and my 2nd, so they're quite close, but I would say 3rd, probably Azerbaijan today. It was obviously a big reaction in the press centre. People really enjoyed the performance. It starts off a really eye-catching moment with the robots and the lasers. And obviously ends on an eye-catching moment. All I would say about it is that maybe the reason why it's not higher for me is that does the whole thing work as a cohesive idea? Does the concept work all the way through? I'm not too sure if all of the elements match up quite as well together as possibly some people think. But it's an impressive rehearsal. It's a really good show. His vocals surprised me because I didn't realise that he would actually be able to give the song that much justice, and I think he did a really good job today.
All right, well, my number 3 may come as a surprise because anyone who watched my videos knows that I may not be a big fan of the song, but you got to give credit where it's due, and so I'm putting Croatia in 3rd place. Okay, he's gone. I'm serious. You got to give credit where it's due. And when I first doing the whole thing, like the live stream, I was kind of like, I'm tired of these wings thing, right? I'm getting really over it. Now reflecting on it, I'm like, no, yes, I get tired of it, but come on, it worked with the whole staging, and they were one of the few acts who actually told a story effectively from beginning to end. The fallen angel that's rising up, and then he gets his wings and the angels leave, and it was very well executed. The backdrop is beautiful with the fire, and I just feel as that this is just a big surprise, and maybe it's one of the things where you go in with low expectations and it just succeeds it, but I thought they just executed as well. I'm not saying anything about predictions, I'm going to do that at a later point, but I thought they did a really good job. The Croatian team should be very proud of themselves.
You might be shocked as well, spoiler alert, not in my top 3, but I did have Croatia as my 4th, so I was quite impressed with those today as well. So
see, there you go.
So it's praise from both of us.
Well, that has been spoiled. 2nd place, not Croatia, I know. Which was your 2nd?
2nd place is Russia today. Obviously there was a lot of expectation and hype around Sergey's performance, but I think he delivered. Maybe some people were disappointed with, I don't know, their expectations, I guess, but with me, like I said in our review video, I didn't really know what to expect, so I went in with fresh eyes and I was pleased with what he brought us. It's a professional, slick performance. I think obviously with repeat performances and rehearsals, it's just going to get better and better and better. And yeah, I think it's certainly going to grab the attention of the people watching for the first time at home.
Well, my 2nd place is actually Russia as well. So, I mean, people know that it's a song I love, so you always go in also with different expectations. But yeah, you try not to. But I do think that they succeed in what they came out to do. Now, I'm sure a lot of people may not be as happy. They were maybe expecting some crazy show that is more theatrical, but I feel as this works, and it's not as self-indulgent as maybe some people may think, because okay, we have 9 Sergey Lazarevs out there right now, but each they all tell a different story on screen. It's not just I'm here, I'm pretty, look at me. It's about, you know, the emotion, that what he does, and that is what really comes through. It is creative enough for me to be, it's original without being over the top, and his vocals were spot on except for that big note at the end, I know, but he's holding back right now, which is fine. The backup vocalist sounded good to me, and it's also one of the few songs that are technologically and camera-wise quite challenging, and considering the circumstances, they did a pretty good job getting it together, especially in the last run. So Russia is in it. I did a really good job. I am excited. So they are my number 2 as well, but it's time to find out your number 1. Who had the best rehearsal of the day and why?
Well, I think our editor's going to be happy when he watches this video to put it on YouTube, because my number 1's Malta today. I wasn't really sure what to expect, again, similar to Russia. Obviously there was a lot of expectation with Michela to see what she could do, because we didn't really know much about the staging, much about the performance. I thought that they did a brilliant job today. It's really inventive, it's clever. I was actually surprised by how much she was into it and, you know, able to move with the song, because I think that was a concern beforehand. Obviously there's a bit of camera work to sort of nail down there. But I think it's a really inventive, creative, colourful, and it's a great performance. So yeah, I think they've done a really good job. With repeat rehearsals, obviously improve the camera work. I think they could do a really good job this year.
All right, well, my number one is actually, you said it also before, it's Azerbaijan to me. I feel actually stronger than you about Azerbaijan. I think it was cohesive, it worked for me, and it was creative, the mood was right, the energy was right, the effects were right, everything came together. It looked as they have rehearsed before this, because this is one very, you know, you have all the effects on there, they have this great robotic stuff, then the light beam with him jumping out of it, and the very first run through, it almost seemed like perfect. There were, of course, a little few things, but for the most part, it was like, wow, you've done this before like 15 times already, right? Because I haven't seen such a flawless first run through all week, I want to say. So I think this is just goes right into your blood. It is eye-catching. It's interesting from the very first beginning. You're not going to leave the TV when you see those arms coming out. You will not, and you will remember it because you see that big bang at the very end. It's very well executed. There is a reason why Azerbaijan is shooting up in the betting odds right now. So they just delivered. What a way to end the day. I'm impressed. Fantastic job, Azerbaijan. And now that we're done with the good stuff, let's talk about the country that, you know, most disappointing, least favorite, whatever you want to call it. Who and why?
I can already see the comments. I'm going to have to go for the Netherlands, unfortunately. Okay. And I know that's going to get a lot of controversy and possibly a lot of hate comments in the section below. I think possibly a victim of its own hype that a lot of people have bestowed upon it, but it's not to say that it was a bad rehearsal, but I just think in terms of the one that needs to improve the most, they've really got to start pulling it out of the bag with this one. Some of the camera angles didn't really make sense to us. With an empty arena, maybe that will change. With an audience, the orb that's in the performance, it doesn't really, I can get that there's probably some symbolism there, but just to me it doesn't seem to work with the performance, and there's not enough of a setup in the camera angles and the way that it's built up in the performance to explain sort of why it's there, really. It improved during the rehearsals, but I think if this is going to be a song that wins the contest, I just think it needs to have a stronger performance to be able to say yes, it deserves to have the title. And I mean, a caveat with that is that obviously last year Israel, we looked at the first rehearsal and we didn't really think that was going to be a winner performance either. So obviously they improved that. I just feel that out of all of the performances we've seen today, there's the most work needs to be done with the Netherlands, and they can do it. It's just they've got to get there.
All right. Well, my personal most disappointing one was definitely Lithuania, and the song to me was always not really on my radar. I just was fine. I kind of listened to when it was on, but I was not interested. So I was hoping it's something that would really make me get into it. And it didn't happen. It is the same exact staging as it had in the national final. Again, I don't need to have a hamster wheel or anything on stage, or a lion's wheel in this case, right? Because that would make more sense. But the point is, I was hoping for something that will really lift the song. And that didn't happen. And I'm really worried for Lithuania coming right after Malta, your favorite from today with the fantastic staging. And then Russia, follow it, and our two, you know, both we had really good praise for, that it could completely lost. I feel as they could have put a little bit more effort into this. Now you can make a case saying, well, maybe its simplicity will work in its favor. Maybe, but it didn't win me over. And that is what we're talking about. So for me, it was definitely the most disappointing one, because maybe I was really hoping this would kind of be lifted somehow, but it didn't happen. So that is my opinion. These are our thoughts. We would love to hear from you. I know you didn't get to see the whole thing, all the 3 minutes camera work, but you saw the few clips online. Who were your favorites, least favorite? Let us know. Leave your thoughts below in the comment section. Thanks again. Have a good day.